Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roscoff. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programming, which includes digital media courses to persons with disabilities who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities and veterans. And we are your USA team. And oh my gosh, are we going to have a fun time tonight? We have an amazing individual joining us, and I've had the pleasure of speaking with him for a bit tonight. And it has been the best. I'm just not even going to hold off here. I'm bringing Brian in right away. Brian Reinbold joining us tonight for the Today Show. Brian is, oh my gosh, I think I am going to start out by sharing that quote that I had from you. The purpose of my life is to help others fulfill the purpose of theirs. If that doesn't say a lot about Brian himself, I don't know what does. So, Brian, come on in and say hello. I'm so happy you could join us.
Well, thank you, Sue. It's good to be here, and I appreciate your liking that quote. It's um, you mentioned veterans, and there's there's something I think veterans hear a lot, and that is, thank you for your service. And it's gotten to be one of those things that it's almost like have a nice day. Um, it it doesn't mean as much as it should. It seems to me. There was a fellow I had lunch with some years ago, a Marine, former Marine, and he said, I hear that a lot. Thank you for your service. You know what else I'd like to hear? Now, what can I do for you?
Ooh, yes.
And
Oh,
so
yes.
when I see I saw a bunch of guys at a Buffalo Wild Wings recently, and they all had Army, their black shirt, yellow lettering, they're on some kind of a team of some kind. They were also. I said to one of the guys who seemed to be the leader, I said, "Hey, thank you for your service. Is is there anything I can do for you?" And he said, "No, I'm good, but thank you for asking. I appreciate that." And I thought that's the next step. Now, is there anything I can do for you? Now, what can I do for you? Because the debt that we owe to this group of people, and to some of the people that we cannot personally thank, is beyond measure. So whatever we can do, I think is the appropriate thing to do.
I love that. And I think, we actually do a lot with Project Die Hard. And that's a veteran component there, right? That's all about
Right.
providing hope to veterans and combating this whole amazingly horrible statistic of veteran suicide and how prevalent it is. And it's like
22 per day.
it cannot be there,
Yeah,
it cannot be that. And it
yeah,
is. And we need to do something.
yeah,
So we're doing what we can, and we're
yeah,
hopefully making a difference. If we save one person, if we save one veteran along the way, everything's worth it.
yeah. Well, and it so often it's the people that we just don't get to see, that we can't find, that really need the help. You know, Helping retired guys to find mission and purpose in their life. Um, Not having a purpose is an epidemic amongst retired men. depression, addiction, and suicide is epidemic proportions among retired men. And I get involved with a lot of retired guys in different groups. The guys that are getting involved in groups tend to not be the ones that really need the help. So it's like it's the how do you find the people that are invisible to the way that we circulate amongst people. That's the challenge, really, isn't it?
That is a big challenge. And I know one of the things that I hear from another Brian Gibson is actually the president and founder of Project Die Hard. And he, for a long time, has been saying, check your vet, give them a call, stop in, knock on their door. How are they doing? Something, reach out, check your vet. And that needs to get to
Yeah.
be a common hashtag, check your vet, because people don't think about it. And, if somebody hadn't checked on him at that moment when they did, he wouldn't be here. And
Yeah.
I'm sure, is not the only one in that scenario, right? You got to check in on people, take care of one another. It's all about the community, right? We are a community that can help and can make a difference. And if you ever feel that nudge of, oh, I wonder how so and so's doing. I should reach out. It's like, yeah, do it. You're getting nudged for a reason. Reach out,
Mm-hmm.
see how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, and I know there's a big event coming up here in June. I think you're maybe familiar with it. You might have heard a little bit about this telethon thing going on that is veteran based, and I think this might be a good point to bring Kurt in to just join the conversation, and we can, if you want to actually give us some highlights, Kurt, of what we're all talking about here. And I know we got Stan in the background too, so I want to make sure to get him on the conversation as well. So, Kurt, why don't you just give a couple of highlights here? I know June 7th is the big day, and I'm going to hand it your way.
All right, thanks, Sue. Yeah, we here at the Disability Channel are ever so excited to be teamed up with People for a New America. That brings us the Veterans First Initiative, and through this adventure here at the Disability Channel and Project iHeart with our partner, they're combating veteran suicide by spreading hope to veterans. We were able to attract an absolutely fantastic platform that is called an OTT network, over the top network, and it's with a group called Connect to Your City. And we learned about it through Mark Balin of On the Mark TV. And so we've got quite a powerhouse. We're attracting a lot of people with a lot of outlets. We're in the discussions. Thanks to Brian here, he introduced me to his wife and got to know everything they're doing with Bravehearts TV. Congratulations, officially from the Disability Channel to Bravehearts TV for a very successful launch, of the channel. And so we're very excited to figure out this future together. And we're going to have a place at the telethon for Bravehearts TV for sure. In this collaboration with Sherry over there. I have to mention Sherry Sarver Johnson on our program here because I enjoyed the program on Monday with the launch that she gave me an honorable mention. So we get to reciprocate. And thanks to Brian here, I met Brian through the charitable roundtable, and so we are on a trajectory here to do a lot of great things like we're talking about here with the veterans. You can go to vetsinneed.org. That'll forward you to the webpage through People for a New America, and showing you the powerhouse performances we have ready to go. Sue, you sketched out a script, to kind of give us some shape to 2 hours we're going to be doing on behalf of Project iHeart. It's going to kick off right here at the Disability Channel on Saturday, June 7th at noon Eastern. It's going to run 12 to 8 Eastern on Saturday, June 7th, the first 2 hours right here at the Disability Channel. We're going to kick it over to our partner, and Sue, you're going to receive in the signal and push it out to Connect to Your City for the next 2 hours from Project iHeart. And then Connect to Your City is going to take the third quarter. So after halftime, we're over there with Connect to Your City and the grand finale with Richie Honori and the crew of People for a New America, that Los Angeles crew. So we're hitting all the time zones, folks, because
Nice.
we need to canvass all the veterans, not just in our country, but all around the world. We got to find our veterans wherever their life journey has taken them. And I was on a conversation today where it was very eloquently pointed out to me that, even when you're still in the military, you're a veteran. Over to you, Sue.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's so many exciting things coming with that. And speaking of exciting things, like I said, Stan's in the room. I got to go ahead and bring Stan Anderson on in here as we're talking about communities and all the wonderful things community can do. Stan knows all too well how important community is, and he brings a group of us together 5 mornings a week. And Stan, if you want to come on in and share a bit about what that's all about and a little bit about who you are, I would love that.
Well, first of all, it's my pleasure to be here again tonight. I'm looking forward to the telethon coming up on June 7th and getting as many of our masterminds, to be a part of it as possible. And I definitely want to be a part of it, and I will be. But our platform is an inspirational and motivational reading platform where we try to encourage and inspire people to do their best, reach their goals, live their dreams by being encouraged by the family that we have. We read the best motivational and inspirational type of books to help us really to just dig in and go after that thing that we have in our heart to go after. And we got a nice community of people who encourage us to strive and to reach our goals. It's such a blessing to have Sue and Kurt on our call in the morning. They bring and add so much to our call that it means a lot. But we'd like to have you there any Tuesday through Saturday morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can come in and get your best inspiration and motivational reading done, and then engage in discussion about how to implement what was read to help you really reach your goals. And that's what we're all about.
It is wonderful that the ideas everybody's bouncing off their thoughts, their ideas, and it truly is a mastermind network. It's a group that really is looking to grow themselves, grow each other, help in whatever way they can. It's been, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I believe it was Harumi that introduced Kurt to the group, who introduced
Yeah,
me.
that's right. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm so grateful that that had happened and that we have been able to participate, because it really is, it makes you think, right? That's
Yes,
the
it
whole
does.
point,
Yes,
make
it
you
does.
think.
Yeah, it makes you think. Yeah, and say I can do this, and dig in, and then you got the community encouraging you to do it, and we're reading about people who've done it, and they're telling us how to do it. So it's really a good program, and I thank you, Kirk, and thank you, Sue, so much for being a part of it.
Absolutely. And this brings me back to a conversation that Brian and I were having earlier about perspective and how perspective really makes a difference. And do you want to just share a few thoughts on that again, Brian? Because I really enjoyed hearing from you about that.
Well, perspective has always long been a favorite topic of mine, and it's something that came up at my men's group yesterday. Was one of the guys was talking about how good we have it in our world now. It's like how abundant things are. He didn't specifically say abundant, but I think that's what we're experiencing. And um, for a long time, I would say we live in the best time in the history of the world. We live in the best place in the history of the world. It's good. Actually, it's not just good, it's great. And it's getting better, and it's getting better fast. And it's exciting to be able to be here to witness this and to be part of it. But you know what? It's exhilarating to be part of making it happen.
Mm.
And I think that's perspective, but I would get pushback from that. And one of my friends at a when I presented that one time, and he said, it's not that way for everybody. Everybody doesn't have it that good. And so I amended my statement to include, but it's not that way for everyone. Not everyone gets to experience it that way or is willing to experience it that way. So it's up to us to bring the optimism, to bring the perspective, if you will, that says, yes, I can make this happen in my life, in my world. I can be part of making this happen for someone else. And that I think is one of the greatest gifts and privileges that we have, is to be able to make that happen, have that kind of impact, even on just one person. That's important.
Yes, it is.
Love it.
Yes.
Wonder if you want to share another piece here from last weekend. I know you had some fun last weekend, and if you could share a bit about what that event was all about, and it speaks for itself. If you want to share about this, please. Sorry, Brian. With
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
superheroes.
I thought you were over to Stan here.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah,
Brian.
that's right. Yeah, last weekend we had the National Bravehearts Day, and coupled with National Superhero Day. Actually, on the National Day calendar, April 28th is both National Bravehearts Day and National Superhero Day. And significant to me, it's also National Blueberry Pie Day. But you can pick your favorites, right? Um, one of my dear friends from the last 30 years, Marlo Anderson in Mandan, North Dakota, and he decided about a dozen years ago that it'd be a hoot to start a National Day calendar. So that's what he did. Is he started a National Day calendar, and things like National Bravehearts Day, April 28th. And so we had some superhero events where we had volunteers come together and do banners for kids, so that when they get done with a string of treatment or get out of the hospital, kids with cancer, that they've got something that's lovingly made by volunteers that can be presented to the family by the nurse or the social worker, and it's just a way to make connection with them. And the idea is that, doing good anywhere does good everywhere. If one family member gets a little bit better, the whole family becomes more well. Because we know that when a kid gets sick, when a kid gets cancer, the whole family's sick.
Wow.
And when you can have an impact on just one person, on just one aspect of life, everything else gets better. It's just the nature of things.
Excellent. I love it. And I gotta just share real quick. I know with that National Day calendar, that is something that has become a big piece for us, because anyone
Yeah.
who sees us on any of our social media, kind of I'm sure people have come across that we do the shakedown at noon central, and it's 15 minutes of music in motion, and it has also over the years at this point turned into, after our 15 minutes, one of our guys, Mark Laufenberg, is amazing and puts together the background and everything. And he goes off of those National Day calendar piece. What do we get to celebrate today? It is all there. And so literally every day we get to do that and celebrate all the things that are fun about today. So it's awesome.
There's May 1st. There's a whole bunch of them to pick from. Yeah.
Perfect. And actually, that's my brother's birthday, so I may have to take a little look ahead and poke him with something that's on that list. I love
Brian,
that.
Chocolate
did I put
parfait day.
did I put chocolate on there, Brian?
Chocolate parfait day. Yeah. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Silver Star Service Banner Award. There you go. There's another one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's Mother Goose Day tomorrow. Yeah. So hey, there we go. The National Day calendar. Good job, Bert.
Very fun. And actually, one last thing before we wrap up here, Brian, I do want to give you a chance to tell us a bit about Bravehearts TV as well.
Well, yeah, Bravehearts TV. That's when my wife Sherry Sarver Johnson, when she decided, I'm going to start a TV network, and I thought, oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea. And she did it. And she didn't do it alone. She had a lot of help. People like Kurt that put together connections and events to get it rolling. But she put a lot of work into it. And Sue, you and I were talking about the idea. I think it was actually Confucius who said, "Find something you love to do, and you will never work a day in your life." And so that's what Sherry's been doing. Is she has been working so hard at this to get this ready and get it going. But April 28th was the launch of Bravehearts TV network. It's on Roku, it's on Amazon Fire, and it's online too. It's cool because we have it on our TV. We had to go in and look for it on Roku. But now when we go and turn our TV on, there's a Bravehearts TV network logo right next to Paramount Prime, and that Paramount Plus and Prime, and those other more well-known things. But there was a time when TBS was brand new. And there was a time when CBS was brand new. And those are the first two waves of television. CBS was part of the first wave, which was broadcast. And you can still get broadcast TV networks. I don't remember the last time I had rabbit ears on a TV, but you can still get those old-timey broadcast networks. And TBS was Turner Broadcasting was part of the second wave, which was cable. And now the third wave of television is advancing, and that's streaming, where I think over 50% of the content on television now is streaming content, and that's where Bravehearts TV has landed. And it's something that if you're familiar with a J curve for technology, this is the beginning of that type of growth, and we're just really excited about it. I mean, TBS, I've mentioned that a couple, the Turner Broadcasting System. I don't know if I want to make the comparison, but I'm kind of like Jane Fonda to Ted Turner for Sherry. Just the eye candy.
I love it.
You got a
Where do you do
workout?
that?
You got a workout video, Brian?
Yeah, I do have a workout. Yeah. Oh, I do have a workout. It's the number one diet technique is it's like you take your thumbs, you put them on the edge of the table, you push yourself away, and you go, "I'm full."
That's
Oh,
hard to
man.
do.
Number one diet technique.
I love it. Well, and we do have one more friend that is in the background. I think I want to give him a moment to come on in and say hello to us as well. We've got Swami. I want to make sure I say your last name correctly. Tirtha, is that correct?
Absolutely right. Very good.
Excellent. So glad you're joining us. If you want to introduce yourself, I would love that.
Sure. Thank you. It's been a wonderful show. I've been in the background just listening and learning. And I'm my service in life, we're talking about service tonight, is serving people, helping them grow younger by boosting their mitochondria energy, by boosting their copper peptides, which research shows actually helps you grow younger. And it does it all by using the body's own innate healing ability of master cells. And it's fascinating, it's cutting edge. And we have a lot of people who are talking about different groups of people. There are veterans with amazing stories who've tapped into this for themselves. And I'd be happy to share that at another time. I did want to ask Brian if I could switch gears. And what is the Braveheart Network? What is the theme? Is it a little good people like me? I haven't heard of it yet. I'd like to
That's
know.
good. That's a wonderful question. It's stories of empowerment. I guess that I would say that's the common thread, is that if you've got an empowering message, that's where Braveheart TV is an opportunity to shine. It's, family
We could use more of
friendly
that.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
We could use more of those kinds of shows. Thank you for doing that.
No doubt.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to just share a quote that I thought of that inspires that you guys are talking about. It's by um anyway, Tulsi, no, somebody does. Ramdas, I don't know. I forgot who did it, but he says, I slept and dreamt life was joy. I awoke and saw life was service. I served and lo, service was joy. So Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore.
Calcutta. Yep.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
love it.
It's Swami. That's remarkable. Yesterday, Tuesday was National Poetry Reading Day, and there's a men's group at a Catholic church that I shared that poem with them.
Oh my gosh.
It
Picked it
was
up.
like, let me give you something from Rabindranath Tagore, and I said, and my other favorite is from Rumi, and he said, they say that the eyes are the window to the soul. Yet, how can there be windows where there are no walls?
That's just, it changes you. I just changed my whole physiology.
Wow.
And speaking of poetry, actually, we have a poet in our midst here as well, because Stan actually is a writer, and he's been doing a lot with his writing recently here. And I know I'm a big cheerleader in the background, hoping
Yeah,
if
I love
you want to share a little bit about that.
what all about it? Well, I've been writing some poetry for a few years. I've got a few that I've written, and I'm actually in the process of writing my book now. I'm struggling to make myself just stay focused on getting it done, but I'm going to let you guys. I'll keep you guys informed of how the progress is going on it, and I'll let you guys be some of the first to know about it and make it available to you guys and everything. And I'm hoping that I can complete it this time, really by the end of June. I really, really would
You
like
have
to.
a whole book of poetry?
And you know something, it's not a big book. It's actually only a 15 chapter book, and it's written around, well, actually it's 18 chapters now. It's written around 18 particular poems. But the each chapter starts with the poem, or starts with the title of the poem, and then there's a story about that title. And most of my poetry is inspirational and motivational type poetry. So there's a whole a story connected to each poem. Then the chapter ends with that poem. You follow
Wow.
me? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to round it out and make it happen right now. But yeah, it's one of those kind of
Awesome.
things.
You
Are
don't
you,
want to give us a little
are you,
taste of that?
A little taste of that. Well, there's one poem that's in there, and it's about fear, and it's to help us to really put fear in its place, to take fear off the throne. So it's called Fear. I haunt the weak, I taunt the strong. I make the good seem short, but the bad seem long. And I make look far what's really near. And all who know me call me Fear. I've caused to fall empires great. I brought the rich to low estate. I've blinded minds once sharp and clear. Both young and old know the name of fear. Yes, much power to me the unwise give. They make me noun and adjective in sentences while I stealthily walk, influencing all of their self-talk. Folk try to front, but just to the rear I stand, the demon known as fear. Oh, but if folk only knew I have no real power, I'd be dethroned this very hour. For the only thing I can really do is make folk doubt what they should hold true. And yet nearly every child of the Most High God, you who the very universe doth revere, bow down as servants and kneel at the feet of me, the king called fear. So that's one of them. And then
wow.
Thank you, Brian.
That's
Oh
that's
my
really good.
gosh.
Holy
It's
cow, that's really good.
it's supposed to, to help you put fear in its place. Take it
Yeah.
off the throne, It speaks bad, but it ain't all that tough.
Stan, a humble suggestion is you got to
Yes.
record audio also, because your voice, it just brings the poem to
Oh,
exactly.
wow.
You're saying it the way you mean it, as
Thank you, Shawan.
audio book, buddy.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Shawan.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for that. Yes, I definitely will consider that. Um, yeah, I
Oh
believe
yeah.
that would be a good way to
Yeah.
do it.
And
Yeah.
Kindle just started an audiobook section, so you can go right in there for free and set it up and read it yourself and have it published.
Okay, yeah, and I actually
Wow,
have
that's
Kindle
cool.
too. Yeah, you can set it up that easily through Kindle.
Yeah,
Really?
I just got an email like a week ago about it. I haven't looked into it
Wow.
yet.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. But yeah, because I actually have Kindle, and I'm on Kindle all the time with my
Yeah,
audio book and all of that. But yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. It's just
Thank you
it's
for that.
brand new. Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, that's one of the poems, and of course each chapter of the book is the title of the poem. So that chapter is entitled Fear. I think it's chapter 12 or something in the book. I forgot where I'm at with it right now. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
Love
that
it.
was really, really good, Dan.
Really,
That was
Boss? You make me feel
Oh
good
yes.
about it.
I thought, yeah, that, well, you know what it reminded it in a different way, but it reminded me of C.S. Lewis.
Hmm.
C.S. Lewis, one of his books, and it was a favorite of mine by C.S. Lewis, was called The Screw Tape Letters.
The screw tape
Wh-
letters.
Screw Tape Letters. Screw Tape is a demon, and
Okay.
he is mentoring another demon, and what he says
Whoa.
is all pleasure comes from God. All we can do is get the man to seek that pleasure without love.
Hmm. Wow. Okay.
And so, and in um, in the in the pantheon of, I don't know, it's the pantheon, the various types of love. There's agape,
Uh-huh.
philia,
Feels in that.
and
Eros.
eros. The
Mm-hmm.
opposite of erotic love is hate. The
Is
opposite of philia, friendship,
Mm-hmm.
is indifference.
Mm.
The opposite of agape is fear.
It's fear. Hmm. They
Fear
okay.
is the enemy. Fear,
Yes.
and so when you think of the divine love of like agape love,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear the term the enemy,
Mm-hmm.
you've nailed it. And the inflection in your voice is
yeah.
ideal for this. It's really good. Do you agree?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, guys. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
Appreciate it.
different people learn through different senses. And if you have the word written and the audio, and
Yes.
ideally the video, to be frank with you, that's
Mm-hmm.
you've captured three audiences and more.
Okay, so you changed my whole thinking about it now. Yeah. And I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
We have
Thank
our
you,
own
guys.
little mastermind group going right here. What an
I
amazing
see that, right?
community you guys are.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't I
That's
had no
good
idea.
stuff. We were
But thank
here
you.
when
I
it
really
started.
appreciate this encouragement. I really do. I was actually on here right now just looking at Bravehearts. I'd gone on and Google and just did some of the Bravehearts. I definitely want to check out Bravehearts TV.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So,
All right. And here's the
Oh
link.
yeah, because you could have an 18 episode TV show too.
Yes. And 18 is a magical number
$18.
it is high is good luck in Hebrew.
Is it?
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And numerology, 8 and 1 is 9. 9 is the highest number.
Is that right?
So don't mess with natural success.
Okay, okay.
Love it.
Hey, can I share a quick story I just heard last night? It's Albert Einstein
Hmm.
said telling his class, he said, 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, all the way up to 9 times 10 is 91. And everybody laughed, and they're laughing at him, ha ha ha, you guys. And he said, isn't it interesting that I got the first 9 right, but no one congratulated me for any of that. But as soon as I made a mistake,
Okay,
where you're ready to jump on it,
you
he
jump
said,
on them.
that's the way things are going to be. And he was talking to students. He said, that's the way
Mhm.
things are going to be. Um, be aware of that. Because
Okay,
most of the good things you do will go unrecognized. Make a mistake, somebody's going to point it out.
okay, okay.
So, but I wanted I wanted to share that with you. It seemed like a good story.
That was a
And
good story.
I just put the link to the Kindle. Everybody, if you're interested, I
Oh,
put the link.
okay. You
Uh,
did? You put it in the chat room?
yes, put it in the chat room there.
Thank you,
In the
Sean. I
chat box.
appreciate that, man. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Seen it right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
But you might talk with Kurt about doing the video part of it as well. It's
Mhm.
We know people who know how to do these.
it's funny
That's
how that
perfect.
Hey,
works.
Sue and Kirk know everybody, but I'm telling you, everybody knows how to do something, and that's a fact. And
Yeah.
that is beautiful. Thank you so much for this morning. So
Oh,
yeah, I got
pleasure.
this. Let me save this chat. Wait a minute, hold up.
And that is what community is all about. I
No
love this.
doubt.
I'm just wondering what the other 17 chapters are going to be. This is
You have to wait on that now. You got to tease. And that was a pretty
yeah.
strong tease we had there. That, Stan,
Yeah.
that really, thank you so much for sharing. That was
Well, thank
amazing.
Yeah.
you. Well, thank you for asking me to do that, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to do that. I'm glad you guys,
Yeah,
you know,
that's good
Now
stuff.
you
really
got
appreciate
everybody in the world who listen to this on their seat going, I can't wait for this to come out. I can't wait for this to come
it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to follow up on this information right here.
Well,
Yeah.
we are here
Thank you
with
so
the
much.
TDC Today Show communities, and really, Brian, Stan, Swami, Kurt, this has been
Yeah.
amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. I want this to keep going all night because this conversation has been such a pleasure. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you are sharing here with us today. And truly, as always, from all of us at the TDC Today Show communities, we thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Kurt, for what you guys do. And
out. Thank you, guys.
I'm Swami. So nice to meet you guys tonight. Looking forward to seeing you and meeting with you again.
I'm here for anybody happy to know you better and see how we could support